Sometimes you just need to talk to someone about your rank strategy. You just need to air your ideas. You need to discuss what champions you want to play, what role you want to play, and you really got to get specific about the goals you want to achieve and why. In the live profile review you're about to watch, I basically go through all this with a player who's currently Silver 1 last season. They've only played 3 ranked games this season, and they're trying to get to Diamond by the end of this year and eventually become Challenger. Before we get into this profile review, if you're interested in getting your own profile review just like the one you're about to watch, please check out the link in the YouTube description below. Let's get into the video.
Okay, so for this season, don't look at the ranked games. I've only played 3.
Yep.
Basically, I played one with Jarvan when I started like playing him a lot. It was when he was at like 65% win rate, and I was like, wait, why is he at 65% win rate? So I just tried him once. Or I tried him a bunch of times in draft, then tried him once in ranked.
I love that, by the way. That is how you should try champions, so that's excellent. I'm really glad you've done that. Yep.
Yeah. So the Rakan one, we actually me and the bot laner, we were pre-mates, but I went jungle. It still bumped me into support, so or auto-filled me into support. So we went Rakan Zaya. If you could like what's it called, expand the game, yeah. Let's just say that our Kazakhs, those 8 deaths, 7 of them were running it down bot lane. So
yeah,
and also our Katarina and Mundo went AFK after the Kazakhs did that. So.
Yeah, that goes back to my other point. Yeah, just that's a loss. Like, don't even emotionally invest yourself in that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I honestly was like, okay, well, we lost that game. We can't really do anything about it. Like,
yeah,
okay,
you guys played well. It looks like, yeah,
yeah,
cool.
So, yeah. Now, if you want to go to my oh wait. Yeah, no, my last ranked split or my last ranked year.
Yeah,
I was. Can you get? Oh, you can get it. Okay, yeah. So, because I had it. What's it called? I was in UNE. That's why I thought that maybe there would have been a problem there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. Yeah, it looks like it didn't like fully transfer, but basically, as you can see, I had like a very wide champ pool. It's one of those things where that's my like main focus at the moment, trying to find a stable main, because like for example with what's it called, with Camille, Pantheon, and Aatrox, I definitely enjoyed like playing a lot, because in general I don't really think of the meta as what I need to follow. I think of it as something that like facilitates the climb, but at the same time it's not really something I need to follow at 100%. For example, if I want to play Aatrox but lethality, right? That way I can one-shot everyone. As long as I set my mind to it and like get into the mindset and then learn how to play that like particular unique playstyle, in my opinion, it's like more viable than going something meta, like let's say Talon jungle. But
yeah,
obviously I love Talon, but it's like a completely different story with Talon, because it's like,
yeah,
for example, with Talon, I'm gonna go an off meta build, and I'm gonna go that not because like I want to be quirky and off meta, but because it's like I feel way more comfortable going something that has a bit more sustain. For example, I'm gonna go Ravenous Hydra into what's it called, into Eclipse, and then Black Cleaver, Cyrildas, etc. So it's kind of like,
I get it.
I don't know. I really like experimenting. I don't really like following the meta, because I don't feel like it's like the best way to learn. The best way to learn is also by adapting the game to my own preferences.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Awesome. Okay. So this season then, have you landed, so this coming back to this first point, you said you kind of want a champion to focus on, or a small group of champions. Have you found that this season yet, or are you still searching? Like, could you confidently say to me right now, for the next 6 months, Dylan, I would be willing to play XYZ champion in ranked to climb to diamond?
All right, so uh, for me, there's a difference between the champs that I'm willing to play and the champs that I'm going to play. The champs that I'm willing to play is Camille, Pantheon, Aatrox. However, I feel like ironically, in the current meta, they're incredibly weak in jungling. Camille especially, which was like
Oh
my
yeah,
favorite champ to play.
I thought
So
you were
it's
talking
kind of
about
like,
them top lane. Yeah, nah. Camille,
yeah,
Aatrox,
no,
Pantheon. I would not recommend that in the jungle.
yeah. So Camille, like her clears are insanely slow, low
Mm-hmm.
damage
Yeah.
until she scales. So it's impossible to play it in the jungle right now. So I really need to wait for her to like maybe get a buff, like for example, deals additional damage to
Yeah,
jungle
like what they did to
monsters.
Garen Darius. I don't think it'll happen, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so
So if they do that, I'll definitely pick her back up.
for
But
sure.
the champs that I'm willing to play and will play this season for like up until the end of season 2023, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is Talon, like my primary pick Talon, and then secondary Kane.
Awesome. Perfect. Excellent. This is really great. And coming to this part, coming back to this, let's say you had a choice and you had to order these from, most important to second most important. Like there's two categories and you got to figure out which one's the most important to you. Is it one, climbing to the highest rank you can by the end of this year? Is that more important to you, or is experimenting and learning more important? Or are they even, or do you want to be able to do both?
Now, ideally, I'd like to do both and do them efficiently. So, as in, like, if by the end of the year I can get to low diamond, honestly, I would have like blown my expectations out of the water. And if I did that not by cheesing, not by going like an overinflated win rate pick,
Yeah.
uh, I would genuinely be impressed with myself, and I honestly think that it would really help, because I don't know if I put this in our in the form that I had to fill out. I said that my ultimate goal is
Challenger,
to
yeah.
be like one of the best.
Yeah.
And that is genuinely something I want to do, because it is something that I do with every game I play. The only reason why I haven't done it yet with League of Legends is because it's my first time playing like a top-down MOBA.
Got it.
I've never played a game of the genre. Like normally I play FPS games.
Yeah.
CS:GO I went Global Elites. Valorant I went Immortal, almost Radiant. I've played Rainbow Six quite a bit. I went to Diamond in like 3 months. It's like every game that I pick up, especially in the FPS genre, I can get like down very fast. However, because this game requires a lot more macro and mechanics are very very different than they are there obviously is some, what's it called? There obviously is some muscle memory, but you also need to adapt around what the enemy does and what the enemy skill set is, and there are so many different matchups. I think the game is a lot more unique, if that makes more sense. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like I've talked with a lot of different coaches. Obviously, like it's like I've definitely like set very realistic expectations for myself, as in like, what's it called, like expectations for the short term. Now for the long term, my expectation again is hitting Challenger plus, like maybe even going semi-pro, like having it like as something on the side. I can go into like an amateur esports team or something. That's definitely something that I'm willing to do, but I'll have to see if I can do that after I already reach a level that is realistic in the short term, if that makes sense.
Yeah. 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 So you don't want to invest that time unless you can kind of make that short term ish goal. Like you can see potential in yourself after putting some effort in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, okay, that makes sense. And so why are you still talking to multiple coaches, and why haven't you taken any action on this yet?
So the reason why I talk to multiple coaches is because I honestly talk about different things with each coach. Like obviously I'll talk about credentials to make sure that it's not like an iron 4 coach that basically
Yeah,
like just like screams big words and like goes,
yeah,
"Oh yeah, you should have like went all in
yeah.
there," and like
Sounds like
it doesn't
Nice.
really,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, kind of. It's like for example, like I mean, I definitely think that Nice has okay-ish advice, but it's like if you ward top lane, you'll get vision on the enemy. That'll be
Yeah, yeah,
350. Yeah, it's kind of like the price is a bit too high for what he's doing. Like it's like I definitely don't think he's a hypocrite because like he said it many times. Like his prices aren't worth it. It's all about like the name basically.
yeah,
That's what they were paying for, like the Nice name.
yeah.
But anyways, um, yeah, it's kind of like I also talk about a few other things, like for example, like esports coaching, because I've spoken with a few coaches for like smaller teams, not teams that like not big names like that show up at MSI Worlds, LEC, etc.
Yeah.
But I've spoken to them about like how coaching actually is, like how does it work, etc. Because it's kind of like I love video games and they've been a part of my entire life. So it's kind of like I really want to go into that sector, like in terms of like professional career. So it's kind of like I don't like it, even if I don't become a player, I might want to become like a coach, or I might want to become I don't know, an event organizer, for example. Like I help with like the organization for the different tournaments that they have. So it's kind of like I really want to get involved with that entire world. But yeah, anyways, it's that's pretty much it. Of like
Okay. And so kind of going back to my question again, like why haven't you started this journey yet? What's the delay? Like
oh
you
yeah,
played two ranked games.
yeah.
What's
Well,
holding you back?
it was basically like a bunch of different like uni paperwork like
Got it.
things that I had to file because I'm currently in Greece, so I'm gonna have to move to France in a couple of months, and until then I need to like finish some papers in order to get like a bunch of student grants
Good.
because life in France is incredibly expensive. So
Good. Nah, life before league. I like it. Awesome.
yeah.
Cool.
I mean, obviously, it's kind of like if I don't have like a stable household to play, I can't really do anything
Yeah.
about it, and it's kind of like I still need to like move on with life in case this doesn't like work out, because I don't just see it as uh, like a way to play games or like a way to like express myself slash get really good at a game and like flex it on people. I also see it as like an opportunity. Like I've started streaming as well, like
Oh, nice.
alongside with everything. So it's kind of like I want to like get as much out of it as possible, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
it's like again, I love video games, and it's like if one of the career opportunities is becoming a streamer, then I don't see why not take it. Because again, I just love anything that has to do around video games or like being in a community of people that like basically
For sure.
like follows the same stuff that I
And
do.
it can even just become a passion. Like you could have your full time role that you do, and then you come home and
Yeah,
stream 4 hours a day, or you
yeah,
do some amateur coaching. I mean, I don't do this full time. I've got a digital marketing job that I do full time, and I do this kind of as passion slash side project.
yeah.
And so yeah, I really like the way you're approaching it. I think it makes a lot of sense. So you still got to get some shit in order, but like, are you going to be playing more League in the upcoming weeks, or are you still gonna,
Oh yeah.
taper
I'm gonna
off?
be playing a lot of League,
Got it.
especially because either way, like I I wanted to like do this climb, and it's like until I get to like the higher brackets, if that makes sense, until I get to like platinum or like high gold. I was thinking of duo queuing with a friend because it's like again I really do enjoy solo queue, but at the same time, having like an extra person that like has their own lane, like for example, top lane or mid lane, and just I know that I can not have to look at them and like be okay. Is he gonna like start flaming me after he dies because he tried to tower dive at 1 HP
Yeah.
and it didn't pan out? It's kind of good to have like that to be able to like look at a lane and be like, yeah, okay, everything's going well.
Yeah, no, that's good. I agree. I think if you can find a solo duo queue partner who's a better rank than you and who is positive, like you're kind of saying, I think duo queuing is a really good way to climb those early ranks. I would be very cautious if you're just duo queuing with a mate who might be slightly worse than you or a similar skill level to you, because the way League punishes duo queues, it's really not worth it unless they're a higher rank than you. So just be
Mm.
cautious of that. Make sure you pick the right friend, and make sure you guys actually have synergy in game that is resulting in you guys winning more
Yeah,
games than
yeah.
you would in solo queue. Because
Well,
you will get fucked over by the system if you've got a bad duo queue partner. You lose more
yeah,
and you verse
that's
tougher
the thing.
opponents.
I definitely do think that we have a lot of synergy. For
Good.
example, he plays a lot of not like full tanks, but kind of like hybrid tanks that also do a bunch of damage. Like he plays Mordekaiser, he plays a Scion, he plays Cassante. That's like his three main picks right now.
Nice. Yeah.
He's still learning Cassante, but like overall, it's like he's not really learning as in like going into draft spamming games, but we actually like go duo queue in draft, and then like for example we'll experiment how to synergize our characters as well. For example, I'll play Talon and like do a full burst, and if he's playing Mordekaiser, he won't ult until like I proc my passive, and then if he plays Jarvan, like whenever the enemy escapes, he's gonna R back, like he's gonna R the enemy back into me
Yeah.
as I'm still in my R invisibility, and like in order for me to like throw my R at him basically after autoing. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like we always try to play around each other, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like
That
definitely
sounds
do think
great
that
then. Yeah, execute
yeah
that. Let's start duo queuing as soon as possible with him.